Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and on this channel we've been closely covering the next major Dragonflight update of patch 10.2 over on the PTR. And 10.2 is filled with new features, from seasonal content like raids, dungeons, as well as a new solo queue rated RPG mode, a ton of mounts and other collectibles, new animal shapes for the class of Druid to form into. This includes more in-depth customization and even new animations, as well as a ton of class changes that got many excited to swap out the mains and even level a few alts. For now though, 10.2 does not have an official release date, which many of you have been asking me about, since a lot of you want to know when should you start catching up in anticipation for this next update. Well, as of this week, a new time-walking disturbance is present within the life realms of Dragonflight, and you could use this time warp anomaly to quickly level some new characters from scratch and hit max level in no time, or help catch up some level 70 alts with some hefty, fast gear and upgrades. So in today's video, I wanted to go over how you can get the most out of the Turbulent Timeways event that's recently returned to the Dragon Isles. But right before that, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do, so let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get more regular content regarding Dragonflight 10.2 or any of the future updates going forward. This week marks the return of the Turbulent Timeways, which is a massive time-walking event. During the Turbulent Timeways, several timelines begin to intersect with one another rapidly, resulting in consecutive back-to-back time-walking dungeons becoming available every week until the end of October. The last time we've been able to experience a Turbulent Timeways was way back during the patch 10.07, which acted as a catch-up event, helping alts catch up on gear and upgrades in anticipation to what was originally the release of the next major content update of the patch 10.1, Embers of Neltharion. The ending of that original Turbulent Timeways and the launch of the 10.1 lined up fairly close to each other, with 10.1 actually releasing 1 week earlier than most of us expected. So I think it is fair to assume that the return of the Turbulent Timeways is here to serve a similar purpose, with the event helping you to catch up on some new characters, whether you're looking to level a new class in anticipation of the numerous class and talent revamps coming with the patch 10.2 Guardians of the Dream update, or whether you're looking to simply catch up on gear and item levels ahead of the Season 3 endgame content. And while we don't have an official release date for the patch 10.2 just yet, it is possible that it could release towards the end of October, similar to the last Turbulent Timeways that released with patch 10.1. And for my time spent testing the content over on the patch 10.2 PTR, the 6 of the 8 dungeons we've been able to test so far seems to work well when it comes to the basic mechanics, though some aspects are a little overtuned or undertuned, but a lot of the tuning comes towards the end of the development cycle. Testing the newest raid was also surprisingly enjoyable, with the base version of all the boss encounters feeling mostly feature complete and even refreshing when it comes to some of their mechanics, though we'll see how the mythic raid testing will pan out over the next few weeks. And when it comes to PvP, the new Brawl to help test the new upcoming solo queue RPG mode seems to have been mostly received well by the community, as they continue to gather feedback on how to adjust the new mode to work within solo rated environment. Then we have the new zone as well as new open world activities, which feel all mostly feature complete. So, unless we see some form of setbacks over the next few weeks, it is possible that patch 10.2 could be arriving into our hands a little bit sooner than most expected. But before patch 10.2 is finally here, the Turbulent Timeways is perfect for any of you looking to catch up on a handful of characters, either by leveling or gathering gear ahead of the major content update, and here's how you can take advantage of the newest event that's arriving this week in Dragonflight. One of the biggest changes that came with the patch 10.17 is a scaling adjustment to all of the time-walking dungeons. Previously, only characters of level 60 and above had access to time-walking instances, which were great for anyone looking to grind through the last 10 levels to hit level 70, or for any fresh max level characters to catch up on gear. But as of 10.17 though, lower level characters can also participate in time-walking dungeons, which will generally offer more experience gains per every instance. Time-walking dungeons also provide you with much larger pool of players to run through with, be they lower level characters for the leveling journey or max level characters looking to catch up on their gear and items. This means that tanks and healers will still have a faster priority queue for dungeons, but DPS players should have a notably shorter queue time compared to your regular leveling dungeons simply because of a mass amount of players queuing for these instances. Additionally, completing Timewalking dungeons also awards you with new Distilled Knowledge of the Timeways, which is a new leveling potion available during this unique catch-up event. While we weren't able to directly test the new XP potion during the patch 10.17 PTR, we were able to data mine what this potion does and how it may function. Consuming the Distilled Knowledge of the Timeways increases your experience gained from killing monsters and completing quests by 5%. Completing Timewalking dungeons with this effect active will refresh the potion's duration. The experience buff can also stack up to 4 times, and at 4 stacks this buff transforms into a Mastery of the Timeways buff, which changes the effect to increase all experience gains to 30% instead. Based on early data mining, it seems that this potion is an account-bound item, meaning that you can do a handful of Timewalking instances on your main character and then mail these potions over to your alts to begin your leveling journey. Though be aware, it's possible that the account-wide aspect of this potion could have changed by the time this event officially launches, which in that case, your alts will need to do a little bit of leveling before they can start earning this potion for themselves within Timewalking dungeons. To make your early leveling alt experience that much quicker, we can take advantage of a handful of other leveling buffs to speed up your leveling journey. First, if you've ever played during the expansion of Battle for Azeroth, you might want to take advantage of the Draught of the 10 Lands that's provided by your faction local quartermaster. These vendors will be located at the docks of Borealis in Kultiras for the Alliance faction, sold by Provisioner Stoutforge, and in Zuldazar by the docks of Zuldazar for the Horde faction, sold by Provisioner Makra. And you could find portals to either one of these locations from your faction's capital city. To purchase the Draught of 10 Lands, you will need a few service medals. There's a good chance your main has some of that currency left over from the Battle for Azeroth days and can purchase these potions directly, then mail them to your alts. But if you don't have any left over, you could always do a few Warfront world quests. If a Warfront zone is active for your faction, you should see a portal that takes you there directly. Completing objectives within these zones helps you earn a bit of service medal currency. Alternatively, you could also do faction invasions to earn service medals. Faction invasions become periodically active throughout the BFA zones, usually shifting between Kultiras and Zandalar with every invasion. Then we also have heirloom gear, though unlike previous expansions, heirlooms no longer grant you a leveling bonus, but can help you stretch out your rested experience to give it far more value. Especially useful if you plan on picking up dormant characters that you haven't played in a while, or if you plan on leveling multiple alts, bouncing from one to another at a time. Heirloom gear can definitely be quite expensive, but if you have the means to purchase and upgrade these items, it could make your leveling journey that much quicker, as rested experience greatly enhances your leveling speeds with every monster slain. You will find these heirloom vendors in Ogrimmar at the top of the main gate as a Horde player, or in Ironforge in the Hall of the Explorer's Library as Alliance. And once you reach level 60 and are looking to sprint to the finish line, you should head on over to your nearest Dream Surge in one of the 4 main zones of the Dragon Isles. While the Draught of 10 Lands will stop working by that point, the Mastery of the Timeways buff can overlap with the Dream Surge experience buff, resulting in a sizable 30% plus 25% additional experience while within a Dream Surge zone. You may also even get lucky if enough players vote for the right Dream Surge buff, which can increase all experience gains by 50 additional % for everyone within that zone for the next 30 minutes. During that time, feel free to interact with everything the open world has to offer, from side quests as well as the main story quests, which are generally linear and streamlined, resulting in a fast leveling pace that should help you close that gap to level 70 rather quickly. While Timewalking dungeons do award some gear upgrades for fresh new characters, they aren't as lucrative as most of the higher Mythic Plus dungeons or even heroic raid gear. But during the Turbulent Timeways, the gear upgrades are seen a significant boost in value. Completing the 5 Timewalking dungeons quest during Turbulent Timeways will award you with a heroic Aberrus gear instead of the usual normal quality gear. Heroic Aberrus gear starts out on a much higher item level, which can then be further upgraded to a maximum of 441 using crests and flight stones. The Raid of Aberrus has quite a few powerful pieces of weapons, trinkets, as well as other items, which will likely continue to be relevant during the early days of the patch 10.2. Whether you get your hands on powerful relics like the Beacon of the Beyond, weapons such as Ashkandi, or even the Pillar of the Elder Flame. During Turbulent Timeways, you'll also have a chance of earning a new mount through the new Master of the Troubled Timeways meta achievement. To unlock this achievement, you'll need to gain the Mastery of the Timeways buff for 5 consecutive weeks. You gain this buff by consuming the distilled knowledge of the Timeways potion we talked about earlier, which becomes the Mastery of the Timeways buff after getting the XP buff from the potion stacked up to 4 times. Gaining the Mastery of the Timeways 5 weeks in a row allows you to unlock a Sandy Shalewing mount, which will unlock during the very last week of the Turbulent Timeways event. That is, if you begin working on this meta achievement starting this week of September the 26th. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.